You've been out walking twice a day. You've got to experience, the joy, yes, the pleasure of walking. But then when you now head out and be in a bit of a vulnerable position where you're now under the stars, you're not in a tent, there's no comforts, you've had to, you need to make sure your water lasts for the whole day, whether or not you had elephants through camp or lions through camp, because you could also have that potentially while out in the wilderness trail. Hopefully over the last few days you guys have been just thinking about what it is that you actually experienced. What were your thoughts on the activity? Not from a feedback to say, okay, we did this, or we could have done that. It's nothing like that. But your personal, how do you personally feel having done this now?
I quite enjoyed the fact that we didn't actually need to change our clothes. We were all covered in mud and dirt, and everyone was kind of in the same boat, and it was a different experience for me, and one that I'm surprised that I enjoyed so much. Sometimes it was quite tiring, but I feel like your body can cope with it, and just really enjoyable. I think we were all really satisfied and happy with ourselves at the end of it. So yeah, really cool experience.
A couple of years I like to challenge myself by conquering fear. I think when we get into these situations we learn the most about ourselves. We can get to new plateaus and to new levels of freedom. And I think that fear is very often a lie we tell ourselves, because it replaces the unknown by the worst possible thing, which isn't true. And the only thing to find out is to walk through that. And literally, we've done this, and that's a great experience. And yeah, that's mostly it.
For me, doing a wilderness trail is really about forgetting about being an individual. It's about going into that group consciousness. It's about becoming part of the environment you're in. It's about quietening down and forgetting our own needs and remembering and respecting everything around us and the needs that everybody has. It's a time to counterbalance our very stressful and busy lives with quietness and being in the present and feeling your heart again and feeling deeply connected with all around you. And I think as you do more and more days in the wilderness, because I've had the privilege of doing like a 7 nights and 5 nights and 4 nights before, I think that deepens and deepens. So I started to see that starting to happen with people. I think it's the great mirror of looking at your inner wilderness reflected in the outer wilderness, and letting go of all the trivial stuff in your life that preoccupies you, and getting a much deeper sense of connection to yourself and all around you.
Yeah, I enjoyed being in the nature, especially I like the landscape with the baobabs and the fever tree forests. I really enjoyed it, and in the beginning I was a little bit worried about what to bring and what not to bring, and I learned also to not to eat so much, just with 1 pack of noodles and one protein bar, and it's enough for 1 day. And it was really nice. I never did this before, and yeah, I learned how to survive with just such little things. And during the walks I tried to be in the present, not to think about anything, and it worked out. Yeah, I just concentrated on the birds and on the tracks and anything. And yeah, I especially love the silent walk, because then your senses are even more sharper than when people talk. yeah, I like it and I would do it again.
Yeah, for me it was a surprise that we were going to do it. I wasn't expecting it when I first found out I was coming to the course. So when I heard about it I was very apprehensive because I'm not in the best fitness condition. I thought walking for 2.5 days, someone's going to have to carry me out on a stretcher. So I was pleasantly surprised that it was as easy as it was. The only one of the hills I was struggling with, but the rest of it I was quite happy with. And then just being out with you guys as learners and watching from when you started how your body language was to at the end how it had changed. I love seeing people getting new experiences and just watching you guys how you changed throughout it. That was for me very special.